have a phone number for Scott, but I have not heard back from him as of yesterday. So, let's see. Okay. What is in your hand?
And another one for you.
Oh.
This one this is starting to get loose. So this one has actually just a small paper.
Oh, well, that's nice.
That's wear and tear. I've gone through a couple of these.
Oh, you have, so you know what to do.
Well, I'm just.
Looks like you were maybe trying to vape over there. I don't know.
No.
Just hiding.
Sorry, I can't text you.
Huh?
I can't text you to tell you we're left.
Okay, we can start. All right, we're gonna call our Board of Commissioners work session meeting to order. Today's date is March 17th, 2026 at 9 a.m. So I need a roll call
Commissioner Stubbs here.
and Commissioner Mon here. And then we will go to our first agenda item, which is the review and update of the commission procedures and policies. So we'll start with you, Attorney Nelson.
Well,
Are you gonna do the presentation today?
He's just gonna walk us through. How are you?
Can we, so we're not gonna have the main attorney here?
We're not gonna have who?
The main attorney here today?
No, he's got court.
Okay,
you're stuck with the junior varsity guy.
It's a good junior varsity. You're good to go. Okay, so basically, last commission meeting, we allowed for this work session to go through. And then we will put this on the agenda the next work session.
so did you feel like this is ready to go?
Yeah,
Okay.
as far as
Okay.
it meets the requirements of the statute, I guess is the way I look at it.
Okay. There still has a correction to be made on the copies you guys get.
Okay, what's the correction?
Well, if you went there, if we just go through the correction, things have not been corrected, so it's not ready to go the
What's
way
the
it
cor-
is.
Okay,
But
well, let's just
I
go.
just
We
wanna,
can go through them if you'd like.
Yeah, let's just go through each thing that you
And I don't
Okay.
want to point
know
out.
Yeah,
if the screen can be
anyway, first,
enlarged, but I mean I can kind of see it.
first let's
Technology,
address
gents. We
the,
got it, man.
There you go.
I can help you.
I don't know what I call this, a cover letter. So the people can, whoever's watching, can we just kind of, I'll have you kind of read it and then maybe we'll do paragraph by paragraph.
Okay.
And
Do you have the cover?
I don't have it right here with me. I can just look on it.
Actually,
if I
that's
need
not
to-
it.
I
So
need to zoom it.
well,
If it's
you're gonna have to
that's
go
big
to
enough.
you're gonna have to go to the agenda, and it's the second page of the agenda. You're gonna have to go back to the agenda,
Okay, I'm on the agenda.
right there. Thank you.
You want this thread?
No, she would like to go through that, so if you'll just
yeah,
keep
I
it on
just
there.
want to kind of ask some
okay.
questions here.
okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, can you read the history, the part where we talk about the history, Chance?
Sure. These updated policies replace older rules of order and procedure that were adopted previously, but have since become outdated and difficult to interpret. The county has spent nearly a year developing these revisions, relying heavily on input from its risk management provider, who participated in several commission work sessions. Numerous changes have been made to address various concerns. The document is thorough and that further changes and the document is thorough and that further changes would be superfluous. Maybe that's a little awkwardly worded there, but
It is. It didn't work.
Okay, so when we're talking about the risk management provider, who are we talking about?
Johnny
Johnny.
Miller,
So you said
Johnny Miller, okay.
yeah, USIP.
So, and you saying here that who participated in several commission work sessions. You know how many sessions?
I don't remember. I think he was here in person at
One
least
time.
once. I
One
think
time.
he was
He's
on
been here
the
at least
phone.
twice.
Has he been here twice?
Because we talked
for
about it
this?
early this year when he came down for that training, and then he stayed, and we talked about it
Oh,
again.
okay.
So he's been here at least twice and on
We've
the
had
phone
some
once.
phone conversations, I think, as well. At least,
So who
our office
participated
has.
in the phone conversations, you know?
Well, I think was he not on the phone with the overall group?
I had never
Yes.
been on
We've
the
had him
phone
here
with
in
him.
one work session and then training.
I know we've talked with him about it. The legal department
I
has.
just want to say several commission work sessions. So commission to me is not one commissioner,
Right.
and it's not two commission. It's all of us. And I either wasn't invited because I don't remember several commission sessions.
I don't think
And
he
so
was here in person several times. This is maybe more of a statement
Okay,
about his overall.
That's the reason we need the attorney here that he can answer, because it happened that we're
Well,
trying to guess how it happened. I don't want to, when people ask me, well, it says that you participated in multiple work sessions. Work sessions should be public. Aren't they supposed to be public meetings?
They are.
So that's why I don't know. Commissioner Harvey is not here to answer. I don't know if he participated. I haven't participated. And I'm the kind of person that if I'm invited to a meeting, even that's what Mayor has said I am, I show up. I always show up to the meeting. So it's not like I forgot or whatever, but to me, so when I see this letter, it tells me that most of the work was done by Johnny Miller's office. And we go in comments, if we read, can you read the comments?
Well, I think first to just address your concern, it's correct to say that we interacted with Johnny multiple times. At least the legal department did, back and forth. I thought he was here more than once. Maybe he was here only once. But I think the idea is, this document is something for you all to adopt. So what he provided was a good starting point. And from there, you take it. I mean, whether he was here one time, 2 times, 3 times, the document's yours to go through. And, he's available for feedback. We're available for feedback, but it's really your document. So I think he probably provided the first draft, I don't know, it was some months ago. It was a long time ago.
That's why.
So,
That's how I remember.
yeah.
That he probably went and then all of a sudden we had this, but over here it says nothing about, like when you look at comment, let's read comment.
The original
Talk about the original frame.
The original framework for these policies and procedures was provided by the county's risk management consultants, who are highly knowledgeable about government rules of order and procedure.
Okay. Consultants, there's more than one, there's more than Johnny. So
Well, I think what that means is Johnny has access to all this information. I think what you're raising a concern about how this document started. How did it get here? I guess all I'm saying is, does it really matter if it's a good document and then you've had months and months and months to look through it, make changes? I think you're stuck on, how it got here and who was involved and how many meetings. And I mean, that's fine, but
we have a team. We have
Yeah.
a team attorneys. I don't see anybody here saying we as a kind of attorney have reviewed this document and we, there's no ownership. So in 2 or 3 years, when people are trying to figure out how this happened, they say, well, it was reviewed by county's
So here's the
management.
here's the
So-
answer to that question. The county attorney's office, together with Johnny, provided a starting point document. From there, we work for you all. So it's your document to look through. If you see things you don't like, questions, we can dialogue back and forth, make changes. So the ownership, I mean, the attorney's office will own that we worked with Johnny to provide you what we thought was a good framework, a good starting point document. From there, the ownership is the commissioners making their changes, and if they have concerns, then they can ask. We can help as best we can.
Well, we have made changes. The changes don't reflect on the document. We still, I don't want to nitpick the writing, but there's some things that still need to be fixed. We have she for an attorney that I don't know, maybe we call our attorney she, I don't know. That's
So-
still not
Well, maybe we
correct.
can
So
just go
that's the
through them. I'm not
purpose.
sure
Okay, so
where
we
you're
can
talking
go-
about.
Let's go
So
through
the-
each of your things, because that's the purpose of the work session, is go through and see what you found, maybe what I found, or what Commissioner Harvey found when he
How
gets
about
here.
what Mac found too?
Well, that's what this whole work session is for,
Okay.
so let's just
Okay.
move forward and start seeing, and then we can
Anyway, but
reflectively
I
talk
just
about
want
it.
to make a point, part of the public, that I have not participated in probably more than 2 sessions. I'll say 2. But
Well, I think
But-
you've had the document. It's not
Had the
correct to say that
document.
you haven't had the document. Everybody's had the document. Everybody's had opportunity to review and give feedback. I just don't want the public to think that we're trying to sneak something in,
no,
because
I
that's
just-
not the
I'm
case.
just trying to there's lots of things that are concerning to me here. Okay, let's first say, what is the purpose of these procedures? It's for us operating in this room.
Well, the legislature thinks it's important for every county commission to have a set of rules that they operate under when they have their meetings.
Okay, so this is just for our meetings here.
Right.
Everything. for
It's
our
just to
meetings.
provide a framework. So there's order and regularity and just some basic, rules for the meeting. It's not like you can kind of adopt whatever rules you'd like. There's no particular requirement as long as you meet the statutory.
Okay, so let's go from that point of view that we are trying to figure out how we're gonna proceed with our, public meetings, open meetings.
Right.
We got to follow those procedures. And so now we're gonna go and take a look, all of us as a team. And anyway, so I just wanted to clarify that it doesn't apply how we outside, how we operate outside.
Right.
The-
Just the meetings.
I work with the 8 county commissioner, and in that situation, the chair always had to get approval from the whole commission. And the chair doesn't have, it's always, it's said with permission, the chair with permission of the commission, of the whole commission, is how we operate. And I don't want to bring this back again, but when I first started as a chair, I wasn't given the opportunity to be a chair because we kept bringing up, there wasn't an official document, there was a draft.
Well, I think
And so bringing that to that point, now we have to figure out how, because this is not for this time. Document is not for today, for this year. This document is going to be something that's going to be for new commissioners coming in.
right.
We don't know who's going to survive the election. We don't know, if everybody's going to be here. I don't know. All I can do is try my hardest to be here, but I don't know. But I want to leave something that people, I know we can say, we can go and change it, but you know how long it takes to change policies? So,
Let me just address so when you all were elected, before we were working on this,
you know,
there were policies and procedures.
mhm.
I don't know that the commissioners were super informed about them and followed them to a T, but they had a clear framework. I mean, anyone that watched the meetings would know that the prior commissioners had their methods and the meetings were fine, you know. It's this is not necessarily the best example, but if you go to church, the boys pass the sacrament, and it looks the same almost everywhere you go. But any ward could adopt, you know, its own way of doing it as long as the work gets done. So it's not really correct to say there were no policies and procedures and that you weren't recognized as the chair, because if you watched the meetings, it was clear that you were the chair, you were leading, people were recognizing you. It's just that these weren't in place yet, but there was still a framework.
And we did have something in place.
Yeah.
And I finally figured out in October, when I had the opportunity to figure out when it was approved. But up to that point, there was times where when I say I had this as a chair, I can do this. And, you know, we were in the office there when I mentioned that, and that is in the past. But I said, we need to figure out how to move on. And so I just thought,
I'm not-
so we're going to go.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Yeah, no, I just
Okay.
want to clarify.
So what
we're gonna
changes
go-
do you want to, what changes do
Well,
you want
let's
to
go,
consider?
let's go from the beginning. Let's go from the beginning. I haven't had the
I,
opportunity.
so this is the thing, just to clarify, that Commissioner Harvey and I both want this on the agenda for next meeting. So
Well,
if
Commissioner Harvey is not
if-
here to, we cannot speak
just
for
a
him.
moment. So if we read this line by line and keep going through it, it'll take, so if you have them highlighted, let's skip to each one that you have and point them out, and then we can talk about those, and then we can go from there.
Well,
So do you want to start with your
No,
changes on your
what-
paper?
my thing is, I don't think that we can save the Commissioner Harvey because he's not
Okay,
here present.
Sorry for
Can we
saying
get
that.
him-
Let's go
can-
back.
Can we have him in line? Is there any way we can get him in line? Or?
No, he's probably
He's
driving.
probably driving.
So do you want to go
Okay.
through with your changes?
I'm going to start with Mac. Mac, you have changes.
Well,
Oh,
wait.
I would go through
with
yours
your-
No, I
first.
think you, no, we're gonna start with your changes first. You're the commissioner. Let's start with your changes first.
Well,
If you can
Okay.
enlarge that, Mac, that'd be.
So please
Oh,
go ahead.
sorry, this is a,
there you go.
no, I just not
I
going to say
popped
anything.
into Word. If
Okay.
we have any changes, we can edit it right
She is not, she doesn't want to say anything,
Well,
so,
I just feel like I'm the only one talking. Everybody's waiting to pass this thing, and so
so tell us
there's
what
quite a-
changes you want to
well,
make. Let's
for
consider them.
instance, when we talk about
On this document, what specifically do you have that you'd like to consider?
well, there's for once, I think that it's too long for us to govern in here. We have lots of things that are there necessary. There's some things that are not.
Well, you're on the old document, so what about the new
Well,
one?
Well, I compare both.
I know,
This and this are both the same. I got this copy from him last
Right.
time, and I went and I compare everything, and there's not hardly any. There's no changes. There's all the same. They have not been changed.
so, I know because this one, so that one had changes from the last time we talked
Okay,
about this,
and
so
so-
just a moment. That one had changes from the last time we talked.
Okay.
Then this is the revision. This revision has given to us again to proofread, to bring to us again. So
Okay, but these two are identical. You know
Okay.
that?
I know, because that one was the one we did.
And this is today's.
That was 2 changes ago, and we haven't made any changes since that. But then what we did is we changed, let's see. Well, he identified
Good,
what
right.
that was, so it's a clean copy. So if you want to start with either one. We'll see if it's in there or
Well-
not in there.
So to me, is what is important for us to function and as a body here. We talk about how we should present things. You have the packets. We have things we had to be prepared. But all this to me seems like there's lots of more control from, you know, I don't know. And that's the reason is that I think we need to go together and decide, yeah, this work and what explanation why it works. I don't have all the answer by reading because it's still the same thing. And so to me, this is managing more than managing the public meetings because there's times where I felt like we have violated public meetings, and I don't know if we did or not. When we meet in the library, are we violating public meeting? I don't know. No. So if we're just talking about this, are we talking about the public meetings? Are we talking about?
This document's just for the county commission meetings.
Okay, and so why do we have so much extra when it comes to the attorney? We never had to, we have the roles of the attorney, and then we've been through the whole thing, we have more roles of the attorney. And my question is, does the attorney has time to do all the stuff, the new stuff that's coming in, when we don't have time to listen to him? Because
So
he's busy, and I understand he's busy. Well, why do we want to add more work to the attorney if they already cannot do what we need them to do?
The county attorney's office is really the, we're here for you. So it's, it's not like there's a itemized list of what the county attorney's office is available to do. There are some statutory, a list of statutory things the county attorney is supposed to do. But if the commissioners say, hey, we would like such and such, could be any legal matter, then that's what we're here for. So we take on as much as you want to give us. We're not looking for extra work or trying to force extra stuff on anyone. We're just here to do what you've asked. I don't know if that answers your question, but I know that there have been people comment in the public that these are the county attorney's duties and this isn't one of them. It's wrong that they do this. That would probably be correct if we hadn't been asked. The county is the client, the attorney's office is the attorney. We try to serve the client.
So what did the county ask from you when it came to this?
Well, I think for a starting point for policies and procedures, and also to help verify that they meet the legal requirements.
Okay, and so we're just fixing something that we had before. And my question is, have we checked with other counties? Have we consulted with other attorney? Because that's one thing that Johnny said, that we should kind of talk to other people, other counties, and see what they have.
Well, I did look at Grand County and Kane County's
Grand
procedures.
Similar to this.
Grand County's is like 90 pages. It's nothing like this. I know it's been said that it's like this, but it's nothing like this. I got it directly from the county attorney there. Going to Johnny is one way of, I guess, tapping into the knowledge of what, I mean, if you want us to go to other counties and look at their policies and procedures, we can do that.
Well, I think it would have been nice to have some examples. I did have
But this was designed to give you what works for, any county really, with our form of government.
We're just building on something that we already had before.
I think that's accurate.
And so, anyway, I just probably need a little break and talking. Do you have any, Matt? And then I'll come back.
I think just structural wise, Jens, we just need to go through and fix. So when you're making a reference to Utah code, in here you've listed this section, and then you spelled out Utah code, but then further down you've noted as UCA. So there's inconsistencies through there, and I don't know if tried to fix it before and it's wound back to the
So what-
past.
Let's point them out specifically.
And
to
so
be
what
sure.
what Mac is saying is that
What number is out in, okay.
when we refer to the state statutes, we're not doing it exactly the same way each time. One time we write out the word, it's in section SECTION, such and such, and other times in parentheses we just use
UCA.
UCA, which is Utah Code Annotated. One reason for that is when you write a legal document, in a sentence, if you're saying, if you look in section such and such of the code, it's usually more longhand written. If you're saying something and then you want to cite to where it is, you put it in parentheses. I mean, it would be fine to make them all consistent. It'd be fine to say, write them all out, section such and such, or leave them all UCA.
So you got UCA in here, and then later on in the document, you go to the symbol.
Uh-huh.
Denotes the reference right here. So it's just inconsistent, and I don't know if we want to fix those.
Yeah, that would be easy to fix.
Yeah.
I mean,
However, can you cite it no matter what? I mean,
Well,
you
yeah.
can find the
Yeah.
code.
it's
no
not
matter
like
what.
it's
But just be professional. I
So
guess,
my
is what I'm
question,
looking for.
Jens, is which would be the best way, in your opinion?
All of them are correct.
yeah, they're all correct. I would
So-
say it's whatever you all want. If you want it consistent, then we can. It's a quick just
So I'll make a note for that.
and
And
So
you
the-
can make the changes.
Yeah, they can make those changes
yeah.
and send it back out before the next commission.
So I'm just gonna
So
make it.
which do you prefer, UCA? UCA is
However, I think at the beginning of
It's a
that,
two.
the first paragraph, it does need to cite that
it does
section
spell it out. Yeah.
completely. But
That's why I say
It's
in
just
longhand we
I-
usually.
I don't have a problem with the UCA. Do
Yeah.
you? I don't have any problem as long as the UCA is the rest of the way through it. But I think in the beginning we need that section cited.
You do. I agree. But then drop the symbol later on. Then under, when you look at convening a meeting, paragraph number 9.
Where's
just
that at?
capitalize on 9.
Okay.
Just capitalize meeting.
Okay.
And then in this it says that we're going to be posting on Utah Public Notice and at the courthouse. This is the historic courthouse, and so we've been.
Did you want to say
referring
the
this
county building?
as the admin building
Okay, we can put the admin building.
instead of the brand new courthouse, and so I just worried the public would get confused. I'm like, well, where's it at the courthouse?
Let's just put administration building.
Okay.
The definitions, and I don't know how you guys are on official action. Any official action in here says that it has to be by resolution. Any official
But
action. That's what it says in the definition of your policies.
however,
You make official actions all the time.
we do make official
Business, and
actions.
so- This one here is like official action means a written resolution of the commission adopted by a majority vote in a duly convened meeting of the commission where a quorum is present. That would mean for me when I read
So what you're
that,
saying is
every
official action would
business
be
action is official, right?
well, I guess you get into the what's the meaning of the term. What you're saying is this would require that when you approve the expenditures and the little.
Contract. It's like, do you really? Because that's an official action, right? So I think this definition I highlighted earlier is this definition needs to be worked because
Well, let's talk about that because it says all statements in an official position of the county and all documents stating such a position must be approved through an official action, which is true.
which is a resolution.
But we usually pass things in our county by resolution. So you're saying if we just pass a contract,
An
then it's
official
not.
action, right? It's an official business action. Or an official, you could either change that to official position and it would work better. Because then your
Well,
official
it's-
position,
I
say,
mean-
for example, Bears Ears. You
Yeah.
don't like Bears Ears.
I think-
It's got to be a resolution saying you don't like Bears Ears.
I think if
No, because the commission as a whole
Yeah.
would pass
The-
as a resolution.
What-
Yeah.
What Mac's
Yeah.
getting at is people's idea of what official action means. And, you know, people that are familiar with a working meeting like this, I think I mean, I get your point, Mac, but I think a lot of people would say, well, that's not what it's intended. What we could do is change it to say, you know,
Position.
votes. I'm thinking of the agenda where you have not the consent items, but you have the,
Right.
The business action
So-
items.
so, even those though, we don't produce a resolution.
Mm-mm. But they're
So-
official actions.
So, I think we can maybe we can just put if required by statute. How about that?
Okay.
Or if
Yeah.
required by statute or county ordinance, because otherwise that's not functional.
If required by.
If required by state statute or county ordinance.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay. Will you change number 9 to have that capital M? Okay, perfect. Oh, and then if you want to go to where it says at the courthouse, if you want to just change that to at the administration building. Administration.
I know.
No, I
It'll
can't.
be like that. It's like
Okay.
today.
All right. Okay, so that's done. Did you change the official action paragraph?
Yeah, he
I
added the
On here,
if required by state statute or county ordinance.
Okay, see where it says an official action, we just pull that space in. See on the bottom of 7 where it's blue?
right here.
Yeah, there's just through, I don't know,
And
and?
yeah.
Where did it-
Stop.
Yeah, thanks.
And then we'll fix the code references so they're all consistent. That one's an easy one. This one still has the commission administrator, and I brought that up a couple times. Is your intentions to leave commission administrator, or do you want a county administrator?
The intent is to leave the commission administrator because you are for this meeting. It's not pointing out what you are outside. It's whoever sits in this meeting doing that function is a commission administrator at that time. It's not saying it's not giving a title. It's not selecting you and your title. Does that make sense? It's just saying this is a function of the meeting. This is a function. So you are the commission administrator in here, and this is your function during this meeting only.
Okay.
That's what that's saying.
So when it says that the commission administrator is supposed to prepare the agenda, it's not in the meeting. It's somebody who prepares it.
What are you talking about there?
So you've got just commission administrator in here,
Mm-hmm.
and so we're just trying to flesh that out. Who is the commission administrator?
So
Well-
when you get to the agenda part,
We can go through that and I'll show you.
let me see it. It's right here.
So if you look at E2,
Yep.
the E2 guy, girl, is supposed to work with the clerk auditor, notices in collaboration with the commission administrator.
So
the
it's
county
really
clerk ensures.
saying that you're collaborating with the person that will be working on that in this meeting. So I'm okay with that.
So you're okay with the commission
Yes.
administrator?
Because that's who the clerk will work. So let's just say let's just say you weren't here one day and Rosa was here. I'm just throwing this out here. Then she would be the commission administrator in the meeting at that time to throw the agenda together. That's all that's saying. And that's all I think it was intended to say.
Same with on the signed documents, it gets in here, the chair may delegate such signature authority to the vice chair as per section D3. The chair in his or her sole capacity may consult with the commission administrator.
Yeah, so whoever's like helping run the meeting, and then the county attorney for the review. We just gotta remember, it's solely in our commission meeting. It's nothing really outside of the meeting. I mean,
Okay.
yes, there are some duties, but like I said, if you weren't there and we had to have someone sitting there because you were sick or whatever, it'd be whoever's sitting there that day.
I don't get the luxury of being sick in this job.
I know, thanks to Michael. That's what that's saying.
How about B2 talks about?
Okay, hold on, sorry.
Did we
So
talk
which
about
one?
that one?
Where are you at? B2?
So who did they notify?
So like if I'm not gonna be there, and let's just say Mac was sick and whoever was sitting there, I'd say, hey, Joe, I'm not gonna be there. I'm sick as well, or I'm gonna be out of town. That's
You
all
can't
the
be sick
function is.
either.
I can't be
It's like-
sick either, but that's
No, we only have 3 of you.
that's right. So that's what that's really saying. Whoever is working in that position at the time,
So
because
they'll be getting a phone call at that time?
no, it's just saying that someone will be notified in advance of the meeting because
So if,
Okay,
yeah, let me
let's
give you
just
an
say that-
example.
okay,
Like
yeah,
from
go
a
ahead.
legal perspective, let's say, Commissioner Harvey's not able to attend and he knows in advance and he calls Commissioner Stubbs and says, hey, I'm just so you aware, I'm not gonna be there. He doesn't call Mac or anybody else. Did it follow B2? Not exactly, but is it a criminal act or is it, no, it's, maybe then someone says, hey, make sure you let Mac know because he's put things together. Okay, I'll call Mac.
I mean, for example,
Or Rosa,
Another-
whoever's.
another example is let's just say that your position, let's just say we hired someone that only helped run the commission meetings. That's all we hired. And we had a county administrator. So we have 2 separate roles. So what it is, it's saying you would work with the person who works with us in this meeting at that time, before and after, regardless. So it's not specifying whether it's you specifically. It's just that role. It's just a function.
Yeah.
Is all it really is. It's just a function.
Kind of like the clerk.
Yes.
The attorney.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they're in here. It's not some nefarious name for a position.
So, okay.
But the commission legal
Yeah.
advisor.
Clerk leader, attorney, attorney administrator, clerk administrator.
Okay. Where's our next one that you had a question?
Let's see.
Did we get all our organizations in, by the way? I thought we did.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I know we had to change that a couple times, and I've checked it. And
So what does this mean, Jens, on 5? So you got the commission communications, commissioners, including officers. So remember, this document doesn't do all that you think. It takes you outside of meetings as well and gives you what you can do outside of meetings. Commissioners, including the officers, purport
Can I move over there? where I
purport
can
to
hear
give an
better?
official position. What does purport mean?
Well, what that is saying is, official positions are made by the commissioners, and so nobody should take it upon themselves to go out and purport is like, I'm holding this out as if it's the official position of the county commissioners when maybe it hasn't happened yet, or maybe they're not authorized by the commissioners to take that position on behalf of the county. So I think what this is saying is that just the commissioners speak for the county unless they delegate that to somebody to say what the county's position is.
Is your microphone on?
I think so. Maybe I'm not speaking into it enough.
Anyone here?
I'm not speaking into it clear enough, maybe.
I wonder if the public can hear us.
Yeah, I think they're on. Are you having a hard time hearing?
I'll try to speak into it more.
You can hear okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay,
I don't really see,
Purport, yeah, I guess I'm not a very good dictionary guy. Purport is where someone represents that something is a certain thing. If, like on a document, you might say there might be the purported address of this defendant is, and that means the address that's believed to be that of the defendant is such and such. So purport to me fits fine right there as far as
yeah.
wording
You're
that
okay with
that I usually
Yep.
see.
I think it's really just saying commissioners and we're moving forward to give an official position of the county, and this is how it's done. So I don't have a problem with that.
If we had a highly sensitive situation and the commission meeting ended and someone went out to the press and said the county's position on such and such is this, and the commissioners didn't approve that or authorize that, that's what that's talking
Through an
about.
official act or resolution.
Yeah.
Okay. You've got the related to county. So I'm gonna take all the yellow out of here. It continues to be in there, and so just gets confusing. And I will redline or do a comparison document so you see the changes
Okay.
on here. But we'll get rid of the yellow because I always get stuck on the yellow. It's like, well, what changed? And I think it was to denote that. So on your email communication, and I don't know if you guys have caught it, each commissioner will be given a unique email address, and that's correct. The email address to an individual commissioner or the commission will be forwarded as received.
I think it means the commission. So if I'm reading this, each commission member will be given an email address to each individual commissioner. I think the intent is to say if it's given to the commission, it will be forwarded as received. If it's given to an individual commissioner, it won't. So maybe we need to reword that just a little differently to clarify that.
So this is mine. The county provides you with the email address, and then we will forward that new address to each of the commissioners so that you have that. So
Uh-huh.
that's kind of what this I think is supposed to say.
but it's confusing. It's not. That's one of the things I was
So-
talking about. This doesn't flow. That's not how
If-
it flow.
If I were to send an email to Commissioner Mon, hey, in our next commission meeting, you asked me to look into this issue on, I don't know, alcohol sales in the county. Here's the information. This here is intended to say she takes that and forwards it to everybody
Yeah.
without changes so that there's no manipulation. Maybe, you could think of other emails that might come to a commissioner. The idea is that it's open and transparent among you. So if I email you something, you want Jamie to have the full information. So when you forward it, it's full information. It's not holding back this that you don't think he should know or something. It just kind of it shows an intent that you all have openness and transparency in the emails coming and going.
Okay.
That's the way I read that.
So any
Yeah, that makes
email that
sense.
Commissioner Mon receives, she's got to email it out to the
No.
other two commissioners.
Well,
So it says that you're going to forward it.
I see your point there. If I suppose she could get an email that really doesn't have anything to do with county business or an upcoming meeting or a vote, or probably should have gone to a private email, and in that case, if she doesn't forward it, I guess
It doesn't say that.
I don't
So
see a
what-
problem with
maybe-
it.
All
But
your emails need to be forwarded to one another.
So maybe what we need to put an all email address to individual commissioners and or the commission.
the
I'm not sure that's the intent of it.
It's
Yeah.
not.
It's
It's
not
just
the
that you
intent.
be given an email
You're given an email
and that
address.
you
So
use that email.
so
That's all I think you should say in here.
However,
it'd be fine to say that.
just
Just
put you're given an email address.
and you use that email for county business. Is that what
Yeah,
you're?
let's just say that.
Okay.
And choose for county to conduct county.
I guess what I'm
business.
trying to say is under that broader language, it's too restrictive there probably, and it would be
Business. Okay, perfect.
better to have it this way.
And there's few places, I like us going this way, making the changes here, because some of the things don't flow.
I don't know if we should put that in there. Well,
I can't, if I grandma your personal, and I've seen this, I have access to your whole entire personal email.
So yeah, we've talked about this. If
This is
you know,
a
if you
company
if you do
exact-
county business on any email, then that email could be subject to
Okay.
grandma. That's true.
okay.
There is a like an intermediary that reviews it and decides, you know, these 500 emails
Yes,
about
that's better.
vacations and family reunions and stuff. They're not involved, so you weed them out. But
So with the previous commissioner, we did a search. It was to satisfy the
Oh,
grandma
yeah.
request, and that search came up with even personal items
yeah,
on there because we had there was thousands and thousands of emails that
Yeah.
we were pilfering through.
It's
And
best just
some
to-
were released. that shouldn't
Okay.
have.
yeah.
So do we cap
But I-
business?
That personal emails should be avoided to
Capitalize
conduct
business?
county business.
Yep, that's
Makes
great.
sense.
Capital B? Do we capitalize capital B? I guess it is a thing.
Oh, no, sorry.
Or no, I thought no, but okay.
Okay. And then so the canvassing board we got on there, the redevelopment agency we got on there.
1 second.
Okay. Then dun, 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 dun. This is more semantics.
See the this one right here. We have the paragraph right above.
The listserv?
So it says, in order to reduce duplicate emails, the serve below will not be forwarded. Rather, how about rather instead of instead? Or am I being weird on that word?
Right here?
Yes. Rather, commission staff shall check at least annually to ensure that all commissioners are. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Finish these for you. There you go. Commissioner Stubbs, you still there? You okay with
Oh,
those
yeah,
changes?
yeah,
Okay.
I like this. I like that we're making the changes together. I like that we're going over it together.
So these are just, there's a lot of, even in Canab, they taught us fanboy.
They taught you what?
Fanboy? Have
Fa-
you heard fanboy?
fanboy.
For and, but, no, or
Oh.
where the comma placement should be. So,
Gotcha.
so you've got a lot of ands in here.
I thought it was like a form of
Maybe
math or
exam
something in
level
school
and
you're
special.
talking about.
I got lots of double marks in that paragraph.
Okay. Ready to move on?
I think so. All right. Item number 5. Special service districts. This one here is where the symbol was. Like, hey. Okay. Why was I concerned about this for you
Okay,
guys?
so where's you, I just wonder,
What this doesn't reflect for me is the fact that, let's say for example, Bluff Cemetery. Bluff Cemetery board fell apart and we weren't able to appoint other members, so by default, you as commissioners become the special service district board.
Right.
You're the Elk Meadow Special Service District Board as well.
Okay.
And so on here, I was just trying to figure out, do we reflect that fact that there are times when you are the special service district?
Do we need to spell it out? I mean, or is it, I mean, that's what's gonna happen regardless.
Yes.
It's
but
a statutory fact of life, so to speak, that whether it's in here or not, that's the case.
That's why I was surprised it's in here, but yet, if it's how the board governs themselves in a meeting, they do become special service districts. every
Well,
once
you
in a
could
while.
just put, in the event a board, you don't say falls apart, but in the event your board is a disaster, it falls back. I just put, how do you want to say that? Boards that, or just a reminder that all boards fall under the direction of the commission. That, I mean,
Yeah.
technically they do. So then what? So it then would be implied that we had to step in and take over and help with whatever. Just all boards are
Yeah, you can
So
say
who-
it that way as
All-
per statute or as
per set. All boards are under the direction of the commission as per statute.
state statute.
State statute. And then we know what to do at that point. So, okay.
Okay, while
Alright.
we are in the neighborhood, can we talk about number 4? A little bit about that.
This one, commission.
I think that's the one I have, 4.
Yeah.
About commissions attending this meeting shall participate as member of the public. So, and I know I had made a comment before on this, so I tried to figure out what that means.
Well,
Like I have, I'm part of boards.
yeah, I would.
And if another commissioner shows up, or I show up to another meeting, there's one of the commissioners part of the board. I mean, that's what I'm talking about, how.
Yeah.
And you're a member of
I wouldn't overread this. What this is saying is, if you're having a planning and zoning meeting, for example, and the commissioner assigned, if that's you, it would be normal that you're there, and the planning and zoning committee probably understands that you're the commissioner that is assigned to oversee that group. If another commissioner shows up, then the idea here is everybody should know that commissioner is not there because they're assigned to this group. They're there as a member of the public. Either way, I mean, the meeting will go as it goes, and if it's planning and zoning, they should run their meeting based on their bylaws and so forth. But I mean, to me, you could even remove this whole thing. This is informational, in my opinion. It just kind of helps people clarify what role you're there in. You're either there as assigned to the group, or you're there just to observe, but you're not assigned.
Yeah, to me, the only part of this confusing is that, if I'm assigned to one board, another commissioner comes, start participating, pretty soon we don't know who is what. I'm member of board, we have commissioner coming, and sometimes I don't get invited to the board anymore. And so I'm trying to decide, okay, am I being, is this other commissioner taking over? So it become confusing because I always had to ask, are we having a meeting? Yeah,
So
but
you-
then I had to ask that, am I still part of the board? I mean, basically, it's when I don't know how, if I go to somebody else and I'm not part of the board, how do I announce myself? I'm just here as a public.
Sure.
And what is my part as a public? Do I participate like the rest of the board? And that's what I'm talking about, just because I'm a commissioner. Anyway, so that to me is very confusing because I've been part of that kind of situation quite a bit, so.
Yeah, like I said, I wouldn't read too much into it. If you're there because you're assigned over that,
I'll go back to my seat.
She was
That's
warming
all right.
it up for you. Oh, nice.
I keep it the
So
seat
you can
warm.
take off running.
hey, Jamie,
Hey, Jens.
So this one I think is you're just skirting around Open Meetings Act. I mean, call
Yeah.
it what it is.
Yeah.
If two commissioners are present in that capacity and you're on the board, you're not seen as a member of the public. You can stand up and say, "Hey, I'm a member of the public." But those people recognize you as you're the commissioner, and you have two quorum.
okay, yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. What and that's a good point. What I was getting at was, you know, with our different organizations within the county, if they need something brought to the commissioners, they would go to the commissioner assigned to them, for example. So if that commissioner is at the meeting, something comes up, that's something they could say, hey, Commissioner so-and-so, would you take that back to your other commissioners? We need to resolve this issue. And so that would be maybe an example of why that commissioner is there and what their capacity is versus a separate commissioner who's not really assigned. What Mac is trying to say is the Open Meetings Act is that a majority of the commission, if they're together and they're deliberating and there's a chance to make a decision, that violates the Open Meetings Act. So in a meeting like this, let's say you're planning and zoning, as long as you're not deliberating and casting a vote or, then you'd be okay. But if the two of you are with them deliberating and you're like, no, you need to go this way and that way, then that would be like more or less like a violation of the Open Meetings Act.
The decision making.
Right. And the
that's
deliberation.
the problem. It's part of the decision making, and pretty soon don't know which commission is part of the board when we.
Well,
have
you
two
wouldn't
commissioners.
cast a vote like in a planning and zoning meeting, but if you wanted to violate the Open Meetings Act and you had two of you there and you engaged the planning commission and you said, this is how it should be and this is my opinion and you need to vote this way, then that would be a problem. But if you're there and you're observing and you're not, I don't view that as a violation. You just have to be careful. I don't know.
It was just interesting, the ombudsman's office, that attorney, he had advised that no commissioners should attend the
Should go.
commission meeting.
Yeah,
Just
I mean,
because
he,
you have that influence that
Right.
the other commissioners don't receive by not attending.
yeah.
So you kind of create this problem where you have gained an understanding and education in a public meeting that the other commissioners did not.
I see your point. I mean, the flip side of that is actually that's a good thing in what you want, because you want each commissioner to be able to come back to the body here and say, hey, this is what's going on. And you just have to be careful. I mean, I remember I thought the ombudsman's office was a little restrictive in, I get the point, and they were hoping that by not coming, for example, to planning and zoning, that the planning and zoning would be more independent, be kind of forced to, which is what they're intended to do. And yeah, so, I see your point. Everybody just needs to be aware and make sure they don't cross those lines, That's my opinion anyway.
So do you wanna,
Everybody good with
you
that
guys
one?
want, Chance, you wanna kind of catch up?
Jamie?
Yeah.
Commissioner?
Jamie, we've been sweating over all this language in here.
We're just,
And
so we're on this section.
We
on the
made a
screen.
couple hundred changes.
So it's-
Just a few
And
thousand,
it's-
that's all.
We've
No.
our English teacher says we're going from a B to an A now. As long as we don't make any mistakes for the rest of the document.
Okay.
I don't know. We've made a few changes, like when we refer to a state statute, we're going to do it the same every time. Just have some consistency. I'm trying to think of the more substantive ones. The one,
We changed the emails that, you don't have to forward every email that you receive, the others don't. And just put in there that for to conduct county business, you should use the county email instead of a personal email.
Okay.
And so just things like that. Nothing.
there was one part where it talked about an official action always needing to be by resolution.
Yeah.
And so we, rather than have a question about what is an official action, we added to that, as required by statute, state statute or county ordinance. So when you go through your agenda and you're approving the minutes and some expenditures and a letter of support for this group or that group, you don't need, a resolution officially drawn up and signed. Only when it's required by a county ordinance or a state law.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know, there are a couple other little word things, but I think we covered
Very
the.
good.
Okay.
What other concerns do we have?
So duties of the chair and vice chair, is that where we're at?
Yeah.
Okay. On your study commission or study committee, the chair may, at his or her discretion, oversee the membership of proper functioning of commission study committees. To me, I felt like this gave too much to a chair, too much authority. In here, I think it should be the commission that oversees the membership, not the chair. If I was the chair, I could stack my own committee, come up with my own results, and the other two commissioners just have to suffer with it.
So keep in mind that, Mac, I see your point, but just keep in mind that at any point, at any time of any day, the commissioners can get together and say, we're doing something different.
Mm-hmm.
So if a chair started to abuse their position, the commissioners could step in and say, whoa, we're not doing this anymore. You know what I mean? So I see your point, but just remember that, you three hold the authority every day, all day.
So and that's what I was wondering, if you put just the commission may oversee the membership of the proper functioning of a commission study committee. Instead of
I
just
think
the
maybe we
chair
should
solely.
say the chair may, at his or her discretion. I don't have a problem with them organizing the study committee and bringing it for approval to the commission.
Yes.
So
I
let's
agree.
just change it. So the chair, at his or her discretion, may designate a committee, may designate a study committee.
So while you're thinking of the wording, I'm going to play devil's advocate for
So
this
what is
wording.
Okay.
And here's why. One of the purposes of this
Wait.
set of policies and procedures is to have a framework and an order and an efficiency. Now,
Yes.
each of you serves as a chair kind of in a rotating order. And so if I'm a commissioner, I'm thinking, oh, I'm so glad Jamie's going to be the one just assigning these out, and I won't have to think about who should go here and who should go there. And I don't want to, because if you make it a collaborative decision, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that it is not going to be efficient. So this allows you to be efficient, and then there are checks and balances
Yeah.
because the three of you can override. I'm not saying it would be bad to change it. I'm just saying that's the reason for it is the way it is.
So can I go to number 1? Okay.
Do you want to
Wait,
finish
just a
this
sec,
one
let's finish
first?
this one.
Uh,
So
To me, I like the fact that all three of you are setting membership, so that you all have that stake in what the committee comes up with. If I'm just the chair and I appoint my own committee and I bring to you the results, how do I have that assurance that, okay, this was a balanced committee and they're representative of all of us and not just the chair?
but like you said, we can override that anytime we want.
Absolutely.
As a
because
group.
if you have that whole approval executive
Yes.
authority.
So you're still gonna have to be approved. So I think, like you said, as far as functionality, maybe just leave it.
Just leave it.
What do you think?
so are we talking
I'd
about,
say leave it.
I'm still trying to understand what is the role. Have we ever had a study committee before?
No, but I've been on study committees in cities and counties, and it's just trying not to stack the deck. Come up with the whatever the chair.
This isn't gonna be consistently a common thing though, right?
This would be something that
It's
in
almost-
a unique circumstance, you need to have a focus group, go.
it's kind of
with
like
an assignment.
option if it needs be.
Because it says
Yeah.
may.
Yeah. I don't believe I know of one since I've been with the county here. Has there been one?
One other thing I heard the other day was with the policies that are going before the department heads, there was talk about creating a study committee to look at the policies and then bring it to the department heads after the study committee reviewed it for recommendations. So it's just things like that you're trying to narrow down and make sure it's equal and balanced.
Gotcha.
I just think I don't have a problem with as far as efficiency goes. Because I believe that if it comes forth, it's going to be something everyone's going to have to agree on.
Yeah.
You had a problem
So
with one?
I just want to talk about number 1. So we know that the chair does not then be on behalf of the commission. But I have a question about this writing. Who did this writing for the agenda here?
Well, Mac had it previously. Mac did it before, I assume. I don't know who had done it previously.
Oh,
So this came from you, Mac? I don't
No,
know. I
no,
just want to
no.
know.
The previous one did.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then that came in an email to both of you
What is it?
to make the changes.
to make the
on-
changes on that.
Okay, did we approve it?
Yeah.
Okay, no, I was just asking, trying to figure out how it came, and so,
So it was never approved by the body, by the collective body, and I think that's part of it is the policy. And so it's making sure that we have items like that in the policy that all of you agreed on, that this is how we operate. The language on there was just literally, we need to make modifications, let's change it.
Okay, we'll throw it on the agenda next time.
Well, no,
approve it.
if you put it in the policy, then it matches the policy already.
You're right. It does
And
need
so
to be
that's-
updated in the
yes.
policy. But before it was, I don't know where the one
we
before
just
came.
added it, and
Yeah.
it was kind of all of our fault.
You guys lost me. I
So
have
it's
no idea where
always-
we are.
No, it's always
It's the
just been
language
added in.
prohibiting, when it's the conduct of the public.
The public comment?
Public
Mm-hmm.
comments.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
But if we add it in here, then it kind of creates that circular where it's approved, and
That's where
this
we
is
need to
how we
update some
act in
policies.
our
So
meetings.
okay.
Okay, so can we circle back to number 4?
Study committee.
We're going to just leave it then, right?
I don't have an issue with it because I would assume this definitely has to be something that we all, because this is the other thing. Let's just say there was a study committee and they come back with results and you're going to say, okay, where did the results come from? And let's just say Commissioner Stubbsden said who's on the committee, and then she says, well, I don't even like who's on the committee. And we could just say, okay, well, we're not going to approve it. So you still have a check and balance there unless you want it earlier.
so how do we appoint the members of the committee?
I actually have this item for our meeting after to talk about.
Study committee.
Today.
So
I just don't figure how we select the participants of
the
the
chair
committee.
does. The chair just can select whoever.
Okay, let's just say the chair may
It just says
advise the membership
just-
and proper function of the study committee.
it says the chair may oversee the membership. Again, I mean, if you're worried about a rogue chair,
Absolutely.
then you want to make this more restrictive, I suppose. But if you feel like, well, okay, each chair has their own ways and they may not be exactly how I want them to be, but I'll support it. And if there's something out of line, the other commissioner and I can put a stop to it. You can look at it both ways there, but if there's a concern about an overactive chair, then the wording, would have to say something like, with the approval of the commission, appoint members. And if you did that way, that's fine. It's just that you may never get a committee put together.
Well, part of it for me is if you get a wayward chair, now you're taxing staff that are members of this committee, or I could bring in my own committee members. You don't get a say. I can get people out of the public
Yeah.
who side with me.
You definitely
There's
have
a
to have
study
some
committee.
trust in the chair. I
And so
agree.
I've seen where you may have commissioners that will go that, and I created a study committee. You don't have to accept the results, but if you have county staff a part of that, you just wasted time, taxpayer dollars, for this knee-jerk study that the commission doesn't really even want.
So just pull it out, because I guess if this policy and procedure governs more our meeting, then we don't really need
Yeah,
it in
if you
here.
don't have number 4 in there at all,
Yeah.
then that doesn't mean that in
Doesn't-
any meeting you can't say,
can't
hey,
have a
what if we
Well,
appoint a committee here?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
So
just
just
remove
pull
it
it out.
if you're
Well, I think
worried if there's a
within
concern.
within our, all the departments, we can probably create some committees where we can customer issues that we can work together to, and oversee those. I think that'd be beneficial, to hear different issues that are similar. We don't
Sure.
have to have all the departments, and I think it'd be beneficial, but it can be created together as a commission. Figure, okay, we're gonna have this committee, and you probably, like for me, community development issues would be better for me. Maybe Commissioner Harvey, other issues with health. I mean, he's really good at health,
Sure.
and so have times where we meet that way. I think to me that I thinking about the future when we have other commissioners. I think it probably can function better that way than having a chair that.
So just pull it out, and then if we need a committee, we'll form a committee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you comfortable with that?
That sounds good.
Or do you want it back?
That makes sense. I like that.
Let's see what.
The worst case scenario is someone's gonna say it's not in policy, but we
doesn't
can.
have to
We
be.
are
You can-
policy.
You are the
Yeah,
policy.
we are the policy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
All right.
okay. All right.
In the movie The King of Egypt, or what, Prince of Egypt, he said, I am the evening and the morning star. Whatever I say, that's what you guys are.
Okay.
This one here, I didn't understand. So controlling the chambers, this is the chair's responsibility to control the audience, the chambers itself. The chair may maintain order and may call a recess for the purpose of restoring order. That makes sense. It may cancel a meeting if order cannot be maintained. All right. And it may consult with other commissioners for the purpose of taking other lawful action that is approved by a majority of the commissioners. So what authority does the commission have on lawful actions?
Well, this meeting is the commissioners' meeting. It's open to the public,
It is.
but the regulation of it and the within reason rules of how it's run are really up to the commissioners.
Mhm.
So if there's a person in the meeting that is crossing lines with language, behavior, especially if it's threatening behavior, the commission has the authority to remove them, or even recommend that they be charged. What if someone threw something and hit, Commissioner Harvey right between the eyes? They could then say, okay.
We want them charged.
So,
but they don't take
yeah.
the lawful action.
Well, I think the way I looked at is they number one, have law enforcement escort the person out, and number two, refer it to law enforcement so that it can be charged with criminal action.
So
or
that
criminal.
one doesn't worry you. The commissioners are taking lawful action.
No. So
Well,
that's
so let's say we're here one night and there's no law enforcement here. It's just a weird situation. It's commissioners and just this group, and someone is out of line. It would be perfectly legal for you to get together and each grab an arm and a leg and throw them out if they're that bad. So that would be lawful action.
Or I would see us saying, okay, we're going to
Or we're going to,
collectively call law
Yeah.
enforcement right now.
or you're
Yes.
going to say we're putting a stop to the meeting. Whatever you want to do. There are all these. There are these gray areas, and but it is lawful for the commissioners to have some reasonable rules in the meeting.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
But
Okay.
also, people that come to our commission meetings, they have their concern. And they're sometimes maybe a little bit more scary to come and do it, I think, and they're probably,
Intimidated to come and speak, and
it's
Sure.
intimidating, and it's not easy for them to come and do it, and sometimes they're not just them, they have other people behind them that they're representing, so they feel this, and sometimes they may say things we don't agree with them, but I think they still we need to understand where they're coming from. We cannot, because if we start checking the reaction of the people, we're gonna have every meeting we're gonna have a reaction that we don't like.
However,
So there's a couple. So from a legal perspective, from a legal perspective, you have this area of public comment and free speech against the government and all this kind of stuff, and then you have this. You kind of have a gray area, and then you have an area that's clearly not covered by free speech. It's it's illegal conduct, so on and so forth. And so where those lines are is always difficult. What I thought the county has stuck to is if a person comes to the meeting and they, mention an employee by name and start saying things about an employee that maybe the commissioners know isn't even accurate, the commissioners could say, hey, if you have a beef with, say, the county attorney's office, state your position. But if you don't like the way the county attorney combs his hair or, his demeanor, stuff like that, I don't know. You guys have to kind of decide that. But I've been in meetings where people have come in and said a lot of stuff it's just not it's not factual. And the county employee is just taking it there, and out in the public, nobody knows otherwise. Nobody corrects the speaker. So maybe they think, oh, this county employee is, violating their statutory, the responsibilities they have. They are being dishonest. They are, I don't know. So it's a hard question, and there's no easy answer to it. Just you all as commissioners just have to be wise, and if somebody starts to cross those lines, just try to bring them in. That's
So
my advice.
Do we add law enforcement in there that you're consulting with you as a body and law enforcement?
well, by the time you consult, you might be dead.
Yeah.
Because there was
I don't know. I'm just trying to avoid
We-
Commissioner Stubbs grabbing a leg and hauling him out.
we had an incident where one of the public meetings, someone would threaten the planning and zoning commission, said you better be wearing a bulletproof vest.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a
true.
threat, and that's
That is
where
a
you've
threat.
got to step in as a commission, whether it's us or their commission, and say that is not acceptable. You can't keep taking. You don't take threats like that.
And that's what I worry is all of that scenario that you played, I see played out in cities across
Yeah.
the
Right.
I
nation.
mean, even if
So-
you, again, this is like going back to the prior one. If you just removed number 4 and it wasn't even there,
I think you
still
have to have the control.
you have you would not be committing anything outside of your statutory duties or an illegal act if you exercise control over the meeting. It's good to have it here, I suppose, so that people can see where the county commissioners stand. But this is a right that you have. And commissioners should want the public to be here. They should want the feedback, and they should want open discussion. It's just, you all have to decide where those lines start to be crossed. And
it may be just one person, because that night that person make the comment, we have overflow, we have people everywhere. There are people that couldn't hear what was going on here. We should have had it probably in a large venue so people can be there. So everybody was already, so we need to figure out to learn how to bring the temperature down. And I think if we overreact, and I say overreact, we have to figure out it's multiple people here, behind here. It's not like, well, maybe they heard one of us, but what I'm saying is if we have make it escalate, and that is when it gets in the community and it gets even worse.
reading the
And so
rules or the policy about
Yeah.
public comment and stuff should be a good way to let everybody know these are kind of the ground rules. It seems sometimes like on Monday, before Jamie's elected to be a county commissioner, he's good old Jamie in the community. On Tuesday, after he's sworn in, it's free to take a whip to him. It's free to kick at him. Because he's a public figure, he opens himself up to feedback and some criticism. But where's that line? And that's the question, right? And like Max said, in every city council meeting, county commission meeting, you have these things come up, and it's good to have the public be passionate and involved and highly dialed in and so forth, but it's, you try to just keep it within those parameters that are acceptable. And I think we all know when it crosses the line. And it's okay for you to say, hey, you're crossing the line. Let's dial it down. And if they don't, then you can decide what to do about it. But the county can have liability if you don't. Well, we don't need to go into all that. But so anyway, I think you know what we're talking about.
Okay, let's move to the next thing. Does anybody have anything else on these?
So the signed documents, there used to be in state code a clause in there that only the county commission can bind the county. And that's no longer there.
So
But I don't know if it's worthwhile to place that in here that
I think it's still clear, isn't it, that the commission can bind the county, or they can pass a resolution to delegate someone to, on their behalf, be a negotiation or a transaction and sign for the county.
but in the past I've seen department heads and other elected officials sign documents on behalf of the county.
If they, well, I mean, I guess we can research that if there's a need, but I think that's all based on, the county can pass a resolution that says, okay, these department heads can sign certain documents for values up to this.
Signature
Anything
authority, yeah.
beyond that, you.
But I think
So
to remind us, this is the signing of the documents that come from this meeting.
Yes.
We got to remember this document is for us in our meeting. So this is the binding, and not necessarily everything outside.
So how do you get the other elected officials that are signing documents and contracts to not sign them, or they come before you? Because if that's the case, I just won't bring a contract to you.
So I think this,
You'll never see it. I'll sign it, and then I've just bound the county.
It just says the chair shall sign resolutions, ordinances, and all other documents.
Like you said, only those that come to the meeting.
but this would not, this
I don't
does not
think that says
override,
that.
this doesn't override the county's policy about signing authority in other contexts. At least I don't believe it does.
We don't have anything in any other context. We have
Well-
the purchasing policy,
Okay.
and that just gives that purchasing agent or that purchasing manager.
So what's
the
your,
ability to
So
sign.
what's
is
the
your thing
problem
is
with
Say
this?
for example,
So what
is
I
your
guess I don't
your
understand
concern
what
is that where the language says that comes to the meeting?
That's this is my overall concern, and I don't know how to phrase it in this paragraph. For you as the legislative authority and that executive authority, you should be the only one signing contracts
I think this,
across the board. And so
I'm not really
it's-
seeing
it's
this.
getting that somewhere written that if I'm the county sheriff, I have to take it to the commission and get their signature on it. I just can't sign it myself.
Okay, so I guess what I'm saying is I would stick with this in this document, and we need to change the policy
I
or
don't-
adopt a policy
So, Mac,
regarding all others.
I think this.
Okay.
I think state law already covers that.
Yeah.
It did, but now it doesn't. That's what I'm saying. It used to have in statute where only the commission can bind the county.
Why don't I
And
look into that?
It's taken out. I could not find it. the
I
other
would
day.
say let's keep that and see if we need to do a policy for the county
'Cause
regarding that,
that one worries me. Is I have seen it,
which would be
and so
an offset to this.
Yeah, this would not cover
separate
those.
policy.
There may need
Yeah,
to be something.
let's look at a
I'll look
separate
at that.
policy. Okay.
I'm pretty sure this.
I was just going to
So-
propose that on 7, second line, where the word documents issued by the commission, maybe if instead of saying issued, it's unanimously approved by the commission.
But what if we don't unanimously approve? And what if
if
Well,
if
the
I don't
majority
bring it
would
to you-
reign? The majority, I guess, is what you need.
Yeah. Well, all the and replace issued with majority approved by the commission. That way, all documents
Yeah.
need to have majority approval, and then
Yeah.
it's ready to sign.
Mm-hmm. Approval of the commission.
You get into the wording that, I mean, if it's approved by the commission by default, that means a majority voted yes.
Yeah.
in that.
And
that-
this guy feels safer. Because
Yeah,
it's
that's
like,
to me. I just how do I, if I don't have state code anymore, that I can say, hey, only the commissioners can bind the county. We have to have the signature because I don't. If you've seen it,
and it helps.
sometimes
us.
an elected
It's
official
like
will
any
sign the document, and I'll
Yeah.
still bring it to you,
Sure.
and their signature will be there, and we place the commission chair's signature above it.
Yeah, that's good
Or
practice.
beside it.
I have a question on this session. Okay, we had talked that the commission administrator is a person that sits there and here where Mac is.
Okay.
So anybody can be in that seat. Okay, over here it talks about so what kind of commission administrator is here when we talking? Are we talking about the county administrator in this situation? Because the commission administrator is just a temporary position, whoever is sitting in that chair. Isn't that correct, the way you explained earlier?
Well, I think what I mean, I see what your point is here. What you're saying is it would be more correct to have the county administrator there versus the
Because
commission
here is
administrator.
more advanced.
I guess, Lyman would come and, according to this one here, Lyman and Mac would work together on that. And
Whoever's in the chair,
and
Rosa
if-
So would the
or
county attorney, so
Tammy
all
or-
three of them would,
yeah,
It's
I s-
creating that triangle of coordination.
yeah.
That's the strength in this statement, especially the last sentence. Because you got the chair working with the administrator with the county attorney. And that's what we want.
So
Coordination.
what we've discussed previously to get here was leaving commission administrator because it's whoever's here in the meeting is the commission administrator, not the county administrator position, which is odd to me because you're creating a policy of whoever's here.
So now take that back though, because if we go back and we create resolution, in the resolution, we could identify, I mean, you can identify that, who that person would be. I think the thing is we're looking at these documents that are being signed at the end of the meeting. I think that's the purpose of this is we have our meeting. This is who's signing the documents. They're going, if the vice chair's not there, they're there. Now, if you were in the meeting, whoever was sitting there and was in the meeting would say, yep, to my knowledge, these documents are correct. We're signing them and the attorney is going to review them. And then when they're reviewed, then yeah, they're set forth as legal and binding. So I still don't think that's much of an issue. Just keeping a commission administrator. Because that's how we've had it through the whole thing.
Mac,
Well,
are you
it's-
saying that commission should be replaced by
County administrator, yeah, call it what it has always been
I think-
throughout the document. It doesn't make sense that you have a position created just for a meeting and it could be anybody.
Can we negotiate that? Are you guys okay turning it from commission back to county?
Well, yes and no. I don't have an issue to some degree, but at the same time, there's some things that can be interchangeable. Because I guess what I'm saying is, how do we look at the document as a whole? Are we looking at to govern our meetings? And what if, like we said, the example was, what if Mac were sick and someone was sitting there? So do we have to wait until he comes back to do all the duties versus a person that was sitting in that chair could follow through the duties to help us in that meeting? So it's kind of more a function of the meeting, not necessarily the position of the meeting.
Let me throw in a proposal.
Okay.
So if we go with county administrator and then we insert or his delegated representative
or substitute
or substitute, we'll still have that role.
Yeah,
And
I kind of like that better because it makes it becomes confusing when we talk.
the
commissioner. I mean,
if you again, these procedures are for you and for this meeting, and so they're not supposed to be the tail wagging the dog,
Mm-hmm.
if if you put county administrator and Mac has to be gone, let's say he's on leave because I don't know, he has a hip replacement, needs to be out for 6 weeks or something. Well, if you had county administrator and it didn't say anything more than that, that wouldn't mean that you couldn't pull somebody else in here and say, look, we're going to agree that, Mac's out, so we're going to have. On the flip side, if you leave it commission administrator, meaning a person that's here to help with these meetings, that doesn't mean you can't have Mac come, so
Exactly.
it's however you want to do it is it's up to you.
The good thing though is, we always are gonna be the ones to ultimately approve whoever Mac's gonna delegate anyways. And so there's nothing wrong with that. We're preserving the cooperation between us as commission with our employee, the county administrator, to continue the efficiency of meetings. So I'm good with this. Are you good with this, Mac?
I'm good with this. If we change it throughout, then it's got to say county administrator or his or her delegate.
Okay,
I like
I could make those.
Then I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with just going from commission to county.
Okay,
So it's got to have the entire suggestion that you have.
I accept that. And
Okay.
that's a good compromise.
Okay.
I think, yeah.
Okay.
Are you-
Substitute would also work if you're worried about. I mean, maybe you're not. Who fills in if Mac is gone? Most likely would be Rosa,
Everyone gone. So-
but most
You
likely
might
would
have
be
a hip
Rosa, wouldn't it?
replacement. You just don't know.
You just like hipped me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
If you get a paper cut and it gets infected and you're in the ICU, then
Yeah,
That's,
it's just,
that's
you
what
just
I have. I am.
But if you have his or her delegate in here, then it covers it. If
Okay,
Rosa
taken
comes
care
in
of.
and does the meeting, or if there's nobody here, then
could be
Yeah, I mean, it's
Bob
gotta
at the
put someone
7-Eleven might come in and
yeah.
could delegate him.
Because everything
Like I said.
shouldn't come to a screeching halt if,
Oh,
for
yeah.
example, he was out. So we've got, so that's,
100%.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, we gotta keep moving.
Okay, let's go.
Cool. All right.
All right, we're getting down on time. Half an hour left. I'll go through and fix all the UCAs that we see through here. I don't understand why, if this is just for the meetings and the county clerk and the county attorney already have their roles and responsibilities designated by Utah code, why we would have to have the county clerk. This is already
Transparency.
functions of the clerk.
Because then if
in
someone
Utah
only
code.
pulled that document, they could see exactly what the clerk does in the meeting and what the attorney does in the meeting, what we do in the meeting. I think it's just for.
But it's just for the meeting,
conforming.
right? And so this is getting more into the administrative portion of the meeting, which Johnny told us to take out the administrative side. This isn't anything to do with the commission. You can't assign the county clerk what to do. He has his elected role. County attorney has his elected role. And so it's just interesting that you flip now back to the administration.
What is it?
Not the actual what commissioners do in a meeting. This is what now the clerk auditor is supposed to do.
Well, this is kind of just our meeting. This is what we do in our meeting. We have a clerk that comes. This is what they do in the meeting, and then we have. So I think we're still following that pattern.
It's kind of you're trying to establish structure in writing. This is your structure in writing, and the reason why I'm looking at it this way is because number 2, in collaboration with, and we're fixing that commission administrator, in collaboration with you, you're working, and he's almost gonna be the support to make sure those notices are published 24 hours, right?
So outside of the meeting.
Yeah, sometimes you just need that support, and it just it outlines to everyone really, that's our collaboration.
So you're saying, Mac, that this could be just removed? Is that what you're saying? Because
Yeah,
it's already in
it's
state
Utah
code.
I like it.
I suppose it helps the public maybe understand a little bit. You could. I mean, yeah, you could remove
The
it.
community's been asking for transparency.
Mm-hmm.
This This is the transparency.
Yeah, so I don't have a problem with either of those.
Okay,
do
you're
you?
okay with that?
I would just, if you guys agree,
Yeah,
Commissioner
it
Herbert,
is
Mac
straight.
to agree with that, Mark, whatever,
It's straight from code, right, Mac?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, and it's
These
just-
are already the
These are all
duties
from
of the
code.
county
Yeah.
clerk and auditor.
And we're just strengthening it by
You're just-
sticking it here.
You could
Just sticking it on
you could
there.
state at the very beginning it's expected that whether it's regardless of which person it is, the clerk, the attorney, whatever, will be involved as set forth in state code, including without limitation.
Yeah. We'd kind of be stretching it if we had insert the county clerk ensures that all required notices are in black ink and italic font.
Yes.
Good
and
having
that's-
yourself
yep.
in the document.
That's
Okay,
that's
that's
Lyman's
good.
favorite.
Okay. Let's keep.
Okay.
Okay, county attorney. So this one had a code issue at one time, and I don't know if it's been fixed. So
It's the
meeting
signing.
attendance. So you're saying the county attorney or its deputy shall attend meetings and hearings. That's
Mhm.
normal. But in Utah code, it's a may, not a shall. So you're going above and beyond Utah code and saying that you shall have an
Well, I
attorney
like the
here.
shall. I like
do-
having
me
legal in our
too.
meetings.
Yeah. I was just saying. So where we're citing Utah code, it doesn't state that. So I don't know if we need to take this
Well, if not,
citation
put-
off.
No,
No.
I like that because we have to have attorneys. We
Okay.
just gotta.
Mark, there's an extra, can you say
Legal
by the
analysis.
punctuations, we should delete that. And by the number 5 and number 1.
Well, actually, the 5 is in parentheses, and that other parentheses is a parenthesis that goes with the
Oh,
beginning.
okay. I was just trying to figure it
It's a
out.
formula.
Okay, I was just trying to figure out.
Okay, I say we keep it.
So approving as to form, this no longer is a true citation. And I don't. So the county attorneys no longer approve. They just advise.
Can you look at that, Jens?
Yeah, we talked about this before, and
Is
It
the-
used to be in code
I-
where they had to have approved to form on the documents.
Is approving
From the
to
attorneys?
form mean like the dockets that are in court where they're numbered and the paragraphs have to be one-liners?
I don't think it's referring to that here. Here, what I think it's referring to is, conceivably the county attorney's office could look at a contract that you all approved and they could say, I just think this is a foolish thing to do, but it meets all the requirements. It's got all the sections I would, recommend be in there. Even though I think it's a bad agreement you're getting into, I'm approving it as to form, meaning there's no loopholes, there's no deficiencies.
Oh,
That's the way I
Yeah,
interpret
I-
this.
kind of like the attorney's doing its due diligence to
Yeah.
protect the
Like you'd want a clause in there that says something like, if there's ever a legal action brought, you'd want it right here local, where we didn't have to, 7th District, Monticello Department. Anyway, just
I just worry that one there is no longer law.
so I'll look at that section, and maybe. I mean, one thing we could do with a lot of these, because these sections do change, is we could just say, it's expected, like I say, regardless of which person it is, that they will fulfill their statutory duties, and it's expected that and then you just list it out, And the county could have this in there, even though the state code changed its wording.
Yep, I did.
It would be
So,
fine.
Will you type next to that
I don't
and look into UCA 17
I don't know that.
18A 403? Because I think that's the citation.
Is that from
17
chat?
what? 17 dash.
17-18A 403. unless we just put refer to state code.
You know, yeah, I mean, you
I mean, I like it because we're kind of pressuring Jen so that we're making sure everything he's doing is really looked over.
yeah.
I think that the Utah legislators took this out because they're seeing attorneys that won't approve them on the fact of just the merit. You know, I'm not going to approve that, and I've seen that here.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not going to approve that form.
Then let's
Well,
just
the commissioners or the legislative and executive, if they approve it,
Yeah.
they approve it.
The law only requires that they consult with and get the opinion
you
of.
have to have the advice
Yeah.
of the county attorney, but not that you can't give the county
I don't.
attorney.
Yeah, and I don't think the
approval
statute was ever intended to let the county attorney's office hold the commissioners
I know,
hostage as
but
far
they
as
did, and that's why they took it out.
you think.
Yes, yeah.
so just take the code
now
out,
it's just advice.
and let's just say shall review and they only are
They
only
always do
approving as
this.
to form and legality. So that's really they're reviewing and approving as to the form and legality. That's all they're doing.
They don't get to anymore by state code because they were held on a hostage.
Which I understand that, but what I'm saying is take the statutes, take all the statute out.
Form and legality
and
doesn't
just
mean.
allow them to do that.
At least I don't read it to mean that it says you can't do
Yes.
this. It
Let's
means
just allow them to do it. That's what we
advice
want.
should probably be in there somewhere. Just to advise.
I think
And approve.
for us, what we're kind of saying is just we want to be confident with the public that everything we're putting forward, we do legal review.
Yep. So
and
I
you
would,
have that further on in the policy. It talks about that.
but I would remove the code so we're not citing code, because if there's not a code, and then we just want to say this is what we want. We want you to review and approve. You're only approving to the form and legality, but we don't have to prove it whether we want to. We will only approve it if we want. You're going to come to us as a county attorney and say, I looked at this, this is my advice, this is the document, but we have the ultimate say on the document. And so we're just saying, please look at the form and the legality of the document for us. That's what I'm seeing that say.
Can we leave the county attorney for a while, because there's other weaving through that the county the attorney is supposed to be doing. So I think we need to finalize this after we review all the other ones that are coming. Do you know what I'm talking about?
So
I
leave
don't
it
know.
in there for right now.
Well, we don't have to do that right now. I like how we go
I say
item
pull
by
that.
item. So
Let's kill the
Kill the
the
statute.
code. Yeah,
Take it out.
No,
Yeah.
leave it just like that.
Okay.
just like that.
Just
and
like that.
but we're gonna have to come back
Yeah, you're
to
gonna
add the other
you'll
things
touch on
that,
it again. It'll
that
come
we
up
have
here.
him doing.
It'll be further on in here.
But I feel good about what we're doing here because we are talking, we are going together. And the one thing I request, Chance, that you continue to work with us since we started here. We don't want to come back and start all over with somebody else. So since you're working with us and knowing the process, I think we should keep going this way where we can make the changes here and we can and try to listen to each other and see how we see it. And I kind of like that.
I'm here whenever you want me.
Okay, on your commission meetings,
Put me in, coach.
yeah, your commission meetings, hold a regular meeting on the first and third Tuesday of each month, and those months where a holiday or elections fall on the first or third Tuesday. We've never had holidays on a Tuesday, and so that one is not applicable. But we have always held commission meeting on the day of elections. This is saying that you're not going to.
I don't care. I mean,
That's-
let's just keep it on a Tuesday. We can take that out.
And then just take that
Sure.
Yeah,
out.
that works.
Okay.
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 Let's strike 2 through
This one you took something already.
chair, and then just leave commission meetings will begin at 11 a.m. Is that cool?
Where?
From
Yep.
2.
To
the extent-
practical.
Just
so
put
the
commission
commission
meetings will
commission
begin.
meetings.
And then just leave up to commission meetings
Commission
will begin at
meetings.
11.
So take all that out.
Yep.
And then if we want to be really specific, MST. No, I'm kidding.
Or Daylight Mountains
Daylight Mountains.
Standard Time.
Mountain Standard Time.
Okay.
Recess and adjournment. And this motion. The commission may recess a meeting by majority vote.
Yes.
The motion's already made. You voted.
Yep.
Okay, if we go to H1, we also have
Okay, which
commission
one?
administrator, so I don't know.
H1. Yeah, he's changing all
Which
of that.
I'll change those.
We'll fix that.
He's changing that to the word we decided to do.
So this is now
County
called
administrator.
work session, not work meeting. You okay with that?
Mhm.
And then your formal meeting.
Official meeting?
So this is where you're starting to get hung in the old way of our meetings. And so in there you used to have a work meeting and then your formal commission meeting.
I still think that I still don't think that's when I read this, it's yes, we do work session, this items are not voted on. Then we have a formal meeting or board of commission, you can change it to board of commission meeting, during which the commission deliberates and votes on various matters, which is exactly what we do. I still don't see
So I
that
got
as
one
a
of our
problem.
old commission meeting agendas on there so you can see what I'm seeing. There's one for each of them.
Right, but
Commission.
And so if you look at the agenda items in that meeting of work session, they are the same agenda items as in commission meeting, duplicate. So we would bring and have the items in work session, in the work meeting, and then we would have the same exact items in the formal meeting.
so why don't we just put the commission shall prepare and the chair approval written agenda for each meeting. A work session meeting. What we're just saying is we're going to have a work session meeting and then we're going to have a commission meeting. That's all we're going to
Just
have.
Take that out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you just have the meetings that are
Yep.
agended.
Okay.
Okay. I'm
Works
good.
fine.
I'm good with that.
So this is your Thursday by 5. Everybody
Mhm.
good with that?
Yep.
Now, okay.
Sorry, guys.
Go ahead.
Thought I turned.
So, oh, never mind. We'll bring this up later. Okay. Yeah, I read through that.
So
I don't
what-
have a.
Let's kind of read some of this stuff over here.
Here's
Okay,
where you get
proposed
into-
agenda. One of the things I always have problem when people come and they don't have, like in number 4, sometimes we have people that have present to us as the commissioners, and they don't have the items in the packet, or they're just passing at the last minute before we're starting. So I think we probably, this is clear, and I think 99% of the people presenting, they know, and they abide by those rules, but once in a while we have people that come and want us to read it during the meeting while they're bringing, or they just pass in the last minute here, and so I don't know.
Unless you just change it to all.
This doesn't prevent
No.
you from, in a unique situation, approving a simple matter that you don't need really even any time to review if you want to. So
I mean-
it's not like it holds you hostage is all I'm saying.
The law just requires that you have it on the agenda. And we've
And
always
it helps because if
Yeah,
you don't know what they're
absolutely.
presenting, what they're talking about, I
yeah,
don't,
especially when you're looking for transparency. So I can't come and just place a contract on the agenda without giving you the contract. And so
The law requires that it be on the agenda.
the law just requires it to be on the agenda. So this is taking it further, saying that we're also going to require the contract to be included in the packet. So that way, and I like the fact that it adds transparency for the public. They see what contracts you're going to approve. But it also helps you as
well,
commissioners
it helps
because it
us
gives
know
you
what
the
we're talking about.
information that you're going to be approving. It's like it would be
Which-
difficult to be at the table, be handed a contract and say, here, approve this. Well, I haven't read it. Neither have the attorneys.
So here's an
And so-
example of what I guess I'm trying to say. Let's say you had someone coming to provide a service to the county fair, and because of their delay, not anyone else's, on the agenda was contract to approve such and such service at county fair. But the contract didn't come in until the morning of the meeting, right now. And you take it and it's like one page, it's the simplest thing in the world. All I'm saying is it's on the agenda. Before you had all this modern technology we had, things were deliberated for the first time and known for the first time at the meeting. So you could look at it and say, well, this is the simplest thing ever. This is only about providing Navajo tacos at the county fair, pretty simple. We're all going to agree and do it. You could do that. You could also say, hey, our policy is if you miss the deadline, you're out. Well, okay. No Navajo tacos at the county fair.
Absolutely.
So I
Whatever you guys want to
prefer-
do.
And we do, sometimes we can do letters of support if they ask us, and we can put that in the agenda.
And those
Do you
are
know what I
simple.
mean?
Those aren't
And
binding.
then later, we had done quite a bit, things like that.
Sure.
So it's just a matter of people being prepared. And lots of time other people, they're trying to set up the rules that they want the biggest offenders when they come and they're not prepared and they just count things. And so I think it's, anyway.
So I personally, I don't think this should be that restricted. I think we should put it on there. I agree with everything being said. But I also feel like you said, sometimes last minute a few things come through. However, I also feel that, so I think we need to take out all items again. I think
Okay.
we should keep
I
it
just
the way
added
it is. But I also feel like when you said the reference documents must be included with the agenda item, the commission administrator and chair shall reject that do not comply, because I think there needs to be a consultation on some of those things. Because like you told me hey, this didn't come through, but I happened to learn at the last minute, oh yes, we are not putting that on.
Yeah.
So I knew that about that. So I think when we consult on that agenda,
And that's a typical discussion that we have.
absolutely. So
Okay,
on
this-
commission administrator and the chair may reject proposed agenda. I would just put may reject, because the other thing I think we need to get a little bit in the mindset is that just because something comes to us on our agenda does not mean we have to approve it. We can always say, you know what, I know it came last minute. We're looking at it this time. We're going to run it to our next meeting for approval. Thank you for bringing the information, even though it came late. So there's nothing wrong in having it come to us. I mean, we don't want to get in the practice of it. But if it just, for example, came to us late because the information just flat didn't come, then we can't always say, thank you for going over that with us. We know it's up on a business action, but we're not comfortable passing it. Let's just move it to the next
Sure.
meeting. So we kind of need to get in that practice of doing that. So I would say on number 4,
Don't
commission
restrict
administrator
yourselves.
/ chair shall consult to reject. See on number
Right
4?
here?
No, number 4.
Number four, last sentence.
These rules are not designed to restrict you or hold you hostage.
No,
They're just designed to
No, commission administrator and
make things
chair
efficient.
may reject after consultation all proposed items that do not comply with this agreement.
Okay.
May, after consultation, after chair, you put after consultation.
That's good diligence too. You're working together.
May, oh yeah, the chair may, after consultation, reject all proposed agenda. Yes. Okay. Because we do have the right to roll it to the next
Yeah.
meeting if
We
we're not comfortable.
We had
That's
done
typically what
those
we do.
things with Max. Sometimes people, they know better, comes the last minute with something that they want to put in the agenda. We have no idea what they put in. They put a title, and we haven't seen the document. And sometimes we accuse of trying not to do it, but
Well,
it's
and
nice to have it
yeah.
in writing so people can know that.
I think let's. Do you have one more thing on this page?
On the so this is where it's looping
I
back
think
to the
we can-
county attorney.
Because we have
So-
7 minutes, we need a bathroom
So
break.
Jens, you're supposed to provide a written legal review of each agenda item, every one of them. And then the county attorney shall provide a statement to the commission that they fully reviewed the item and no further legal review is needed. If the county needs the county attorney needs additional time to review, this is where it's like, it's not a she anymore. She may have up to 14 days after the commission has taken action on the item to provide a full legal review.
Why not just say on there, if requested by the commission
I would,
or something like that,
Okay.
if you're worried about it. I mean,
He, she.
we look over these, and at least for me, when I look at them, if I don't feel that there's a concern or a legal issue, then I guess I don't really bring anything up or
Okay.
say anything.
So that's one of the items I was talking earlier. That takes time away from the duties that the attorney has. And if he had to be doing that all the time, I don't know how he has time to do his regular job. So to me, that's something
Yeah,
adding
delete
to
that.
his load.
So delete that.
Are we starting right at 11?
Okay,
We
so
cut it down. Yeah, I'm good.
are you guys
So-
good with?
Yeah.
I think
would
we
you have
can.
one
Do you
more
want to
thing?
continue this for? I mean, what's our next steps?
Would you
for
guys like to finish this with the next work session?
Yeah, we need to schedule
we-
another work session.
Can
I
we
think.
can we do it internal?
this? We'd have to notice it and everything.
Oh really?
'Cause it's
To work
not-
on
this
it?
isn't administrative, right?
Well, we're working on the outside
Well,
on it.
I think it's the procedures for the group here. Transparency would be preferred.
Let's.
So
let's do
you don't want
let's
to
do
create
that.
a.
Let's
work
just do
session.
next
Let's do
work
it.
session and then
Keep moving it.
All we need is a motion then.
Okay.
Motion to adjourn.
okay.
I'll
Second.
second it.
Okay, we're starting in 5 minutes.
Powder your nose.
Yes.
What's today? 3/17.
Perfect.